Selling weed, getting money at an early age. It's just one chapter in my life, homie, turn the page.
Oh, yeah, welcome to Divine and Dirty. This is your main man, super dope co-host, Mr. 6'7". I want to welcome everybody to Divine and Dirty. Tonight, I'm joined with my co-host, and every night, my super dope co-host, Sherry Estevez. Estevez?
Hey, I'm Sherry Estevez, and I represent the Divine side of the Divine and Dirty duo. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm excited about our first show, and I see we got a lot of listeners already tuning in. And I got to tell you, before we even introduce the topic, that tonight's topic is going to be a great topic. It's going to be very entertaining and also educational at the same time. Hey, Sherry, tell me a little bit about Divine and Dirty.
Okay, so I want to also welcome everybody to our very first show. I'm so excited for all the listeners to be here and all our guests as well. What we do here at Divine and Dirty is we like to openly discuss those taboo topics that are traditionally swept under the rug, because they're either too controversial to discuss or they just seem to be very emotional. So what we want to do is open the forum and give the lowdown dirty on the topic that really needs some attention, because we really believe here that the only way to heal is to reveal.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to reveal tonight because, you got to ask yourself, has your relationship flatlined? If so, you're in the right place at the right time tonight, because tonight we're going to be talking to two women who think like a man and date like a man. Now, tonight I may be outnumbered, but Sherry, what do you think about that?
I absolutely think you're outnumbered tonight, Mr. 6'7". What we're going to do is, like I said, we are definitely wanting to talk to these women because we're here in Atlanta when we broadcast our show. And in Atlanta, what's happening is in most metropolitan cities, men usually outnumber the women. But here in Atlanta, the ratios are a little bit disproportionate. So women here in Atlanta outnumber men. I hear all kinds of numbers. I hear 9, 10, 11 women to one man, right? And I know that sounds good to you men, but what's happening is women have taken on the role that has been naturally the God-given man role, which is being the pursuer. So the women have reversed the role just here a little bit, and they've become the hunter and the pursuer. What do you think about that, Mr. 6'7"?
Well, I'm going to have to say it's interesting, think like a man. I think that a lot of women can try to think like a man, just like I can't truly think like a woman. I think you can make a good attempt of it, but, at the same time, when a man starts trying to think like a woman, and also when a woman starts trying to think like a man, I think a lot of times you set yourself up for failure. I mean, there are some good and bad about trying to think like the other person, trying to outthink that person and trying to get over that person. And of course there's been situations or scenarios that cause people to start thinking in that manner, because at the end of the day, Sherry, a woman is supposed to be a woman and a man is supposed to be a man. I don't think there should be a whole lot of competition, especially with a woman trying to outdo the man and man trying to outdo the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but what's happening is the natural thing that men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to be the aggressor, right? Men are supposed to be the hunter. And because there's so many women here in Atlanta, you guys have just gotten lazy. And women have to get out and do their own thing. You see what I'm saying? So women have to feel like they have to get out there and take your roles over, because you guys just aren't doing the job.
Oh, I can see tonight's going to be an interesting night, but before I go any further, I need to correct you on something. I need that because I do this all the time as far as like talking to women. The key thing that you're saying is men, okay? What you're talking about is little boys. A true man will be the aggressor, okay? So let's just first define it in that manner, okay? A true man will be the aggressor. A true man will do what he's supposed to do. A true man will be loyal to his wife. We're talking about men who have not quite grown up yet, boys who have not quite grown up. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that, because unfortunately, like I said, I think what's happening is men who are usually grown-up adult men, they might come here to Atlanta. Atlanta's a huge melting pot, right? So men come here to Atlanta. They may come from South Carolina, New York, Florida, and, where the numbers are just normal. It's normally more men to one woman, right? So they come here and they see all these females, and they see the mature male adults. And so what's happening is we have a bunch of little boys out there, and we have to come up and step up and be the man in the relationship. And so what's happening is the normal dynamic has been skewed.
Wow. You know what, like I said, tonight will be a very entertaining conversation, entertaining show tonight. But before we go any further, I have to make one announcement, okay? As I always tell y'all, WSRP are doing big things on the radio as well as in the community, okay? The Sisters by Choice organization, they have requested WSRP Talk Radio and other companies walk with Dr. R. Phillips. He's the leading African-American breast specialist in Atlanta, who is also among the top 10 in the United States fighting breast cancer. All right, this will take place at Piedmont Park at 7 a.m. on July 20th, 2013. And the theme is Celebrating Our Survivors. And the $25 advance donation goes to the mobile breast clinic that provides free mammograms to poor women in Georgia. Now, to register, this is very important to our listeners. To register, go to www.sisterbychoice.org, or you can call 770-987-2951. Now, children under 6 are free. Now, during this walk, we know it's hot. Well, depends on what year it's been raining all week, but the walk provides free water, juice, and bananas in your T-shirt on the site. So, WSRP listeners, Divine and Dirty listeners, bring your friends, your husbands, your sisters, your cousins, come out and support this event. Again, the website to get more information is www.sisterbychoice.org. All right? What we're going to do, Sharon, we're going to go ahead and pay some bills. And when we come back to our listeners, we have two guests, two women who have a very unique perspective on thinking like a man, thinking like the man. When we come back, Sharon's going to introduce them. We're going to get the show started. For those people who are just joining us, you can find us on WSRP Radio. You can listen live on WSRP Radio. And Sherry, give them the number where they can call in real quick.
All right, guys, you want to call in and express your opinion, you can give us a call at 646-478-3474 and just hit the number 1 to speak.
All right, let's pay some bills, and when we come back, you're going to introduce our guests.
WXRP Radio presents I Am an Awesome Woman, the Pen and the Voice. In honor of the Atlanta Black Arts Festival, WXRP Radio is celebrating women writers of Atlanta. Join authors Kenny York, Aduke Arimu, Lakia Brandenburg, Benicia Ponder, Dawn Bedingfield, Dorothy Jones, and Charmaine. Also enjoy a musical concert by the one and only international recording artist, Yawandi Austin. This is a free event, Saturday, July 28th, 4 to 8 p.m. at Copper Blue, 117 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Atlanta. This event is being brought to you in part by Dwyer Cultural Center, Salon Envy, Copper Blue, R&R Productions, My Beauty Network, and WXRP Radio.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to Divine and Dirty. This is your main man, Mr. 6'7", and as I mentioned before, I'm joined tonight with my co-host, Ms. Sherry Estevez. For those of you who are just tuning in or trying to get a number to one of your friends or family, we hope that you're doing it. The call-in number is 646-478-3474, and you can press 1 if you have a question or comment. We're already seeing the lines blowing up right now. We're going to try to take as many questions and comments as we can. But tonight we're talking about women who think like a man and date like a man. And up next, I got Sherry Estevez. She's going to introduce our first guest.
All right, y'all, we've got our first guest. And like we said, the topic tonight is women who think like men and date like men. And our first guest tonight has taken that to a whole new level. We have Miss Pandora, and she's been out in the dating scene for a long time, and so she's had to adopt her own style. How you doing, Miss Pandora?
I'm good. How you doing, Atlanta?
So I want to start off by asking you, what does it mean, first of all, for you to be a single woman here in Atlanta and date and think like a man?
What that means to me, to think and date like a man, like I have a lot of male friends. I'm originally from New Jersey, so it was never difficult. So when I think like a man, I have a lot of male friends that taught me, so I know the tricks of the trade, what they're going to try to pull on me. You got to think like a man. I don't know.
So, Fedora, would you say that you are well-equipped?
Yeah, I'm well-equipped. I'm very well-equipped. Sometimes I can finish your little one-sentence line that you're about to pull on me. Anything. You just can't role play on me anymore. I'm thinking like a man because they try every trick of the trade. They think that you're going to take care of them sometimes out here. Not going to happen.
That's right.
They think because I'm young that they can be impressionable. Not going to happen. I make my own money. I pay my own bills, and that's just how it is.
So if I ask you, Pandora, is it safe to say you're not going to fall a victim to the game out here, right?
No, definitely not. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, I have fallen victim to the game before, and I just won't be stupid like that anymore.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What actually led you to change your dating style? You said you were a victim. What happened? Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. When I first moved to Atlanta, like I've been in relationships before, but when I came to Atlanta, it's kind of hard dating dudes because there's so many women. So you have to find that right one. It's very rare. I got involved with a guy. I was with him about the past 5 years. We got engaged after 2 years, and he just would cheat sometimes or just break up when he felt like it. It just disrespectful stuff if he didn't get his way. And there's so many women out here, if somebody pays him any type of mind, it just makes him, I don't want to be bothered with you this week. So, yeah, I fell victim to that. I was an impressionable fool for it, and I won't be no more.
Wow. So, again, just as Pandora has mentioned, she says she's ready for the game. So, Pandora, would you say, without telling all your business, so the game has been passed to you, right?
Yes.
Do you feel it's important for ladies, not only in Atlanta but across America, to teach their daughters the game? Tell us your answer and why.
Most definitely. Me growing up in New Jersey, and I have a lot of male friends. I barely have a lot of female friends. And I see them like my brothers, and they don't want any, they don't like somebody that's close to them to be hurt. So, yes, they've taught me different tricks of the trade, and they will tell me in a minute not to be stupid.
Give me an example of one of those tricks of the trade, as you would call it.
Oh, Lord. Let me see. Oh, God, I'm kind of stuck on that. The tricks of the trade.
Okay.
I kind of know. Let me know, Mr. 6'7".
Okay, so if I meet you out, right?
Yeah.
The first time I meet you, right, I'm promising you the world.
Yeah.
I'm promising you the Mercedes-Benz, to pay your bills. I'm just going to take care of you. A lot of guys come with that lame game six and guess what? You don't even have to work. You shouldn't even have to work. You should have a man like me to take care of you. What's your response to that kind of game?
My response is no. Heck no. I don't trust no man to sit up there and take care of me because you could leave me any minute and I'm be looking like boo-boo the fool, broke. There's a lot of women out here, especially in Atlanta, and I'm just going to keep it real, non-independent. I was raised very strong. I pay my own bills. I will take care of you so you take care of me.
Wow. Oh, no, wait a minute, baby. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to have to. All right, yeah, let's get that straight for all the men listening out there. We're going to definitely get that straight. And see, that she actually just made one of my points. I believe that we make it way too easy for you guys to be real slack. So we're not going to go there. We definitely not going to go there. But let me ask you a question, Pandora. What do you feel like really is the benefit for you dating like a man?
The real benefit is for me not to get my heart broken. I won't be, a lot of men play games. I'll know that game before they even put that on me, and then I get myself in a situation and be hurt.
I'm interested in knowing, okay, so you've been schooled in the game, all right? So what response have you gotten from, first I want to ask you first, from men? Men trying to run that game out here. When they try to approach you with that game, you flip it on them and say, you ain't running nothing here. The buck stops here. What kind of response have you gotten from men?
Some of it is not negative. They're very shocked, and they say it's a turn on. My ex, actually, he didn't appreciate that. He felt like he's the man, and that's how it goes, and I shouldn't be trying to, think like a man, just be a woman, cook, clean, and do that. But some men, they find it very attractive. But my ex, he felt my attitude was negative and nasty.
Okay. So now that you're thinking like a man, you would say you feel like you're winning. You're on top of things and that. A lot of times there's a lot of hurt women in Atlanta and also in the world, right? So by you knowing the game, you feel like that reduced your chances of being hurt, would you say?
Yes.
You wouldn't say so. Okay. So we shouldn't find you 5 years in the corner heartbroken, right? Or because you done got with the wrong man, he done ran through all your money, done wrecked your car. That's not going to be you, right?
No, most definitely not. Most definitely not. He's going to have his own car that he's going to be wrecked because he won't be wrecked with mine. No.
I know that's right. Well, okay, now if I just want to take it back down to a more real level, because women are typically, we got a caller that's calling in. We're going to take a call in just a second. I just want to ask this one question, caller, so hold out for me. I have one question for you. Women typically are very emotional. Yeah. Now, in this dating style, men are known to be a little more cold than we are. They're not as nurturing. How do you keep your emotions in check? And then, caller, just hold on to that question. We're going to take a call in just a second. How do you keep your emotions in check?
Oh, I don't show them any emotion. And I think from my last, I don't. I think from my last relationship, from me messing up, I think I became kind of cold-hearted. So when a man does sell me a dream, I don't believe him off the bat.
Wow. She said the key word that I don't like, attitude. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Caller, I think we have a caller line. Caller, are you with us? Hello, caller? Hello, caller?
Yes.
Yes,
Hello?
caller. Thank you for calling. Yes, caller, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you for calling Divine and Dirty. This is your man, Mr. 67. Do you have a question or comment? State your name and what's your question or comment?
Yes, I have a comment. My name is Joyce from Birmingham, and I'm just listening at this. I don't know why, as women, we need to try to date like a man, because there's a negative connotation when you say it. What I think as women, we need to have more discerning spirits and look at who the man is, who his character is. And to be perfectly honest, one reason I think we have to play this game or think we have to play this game is because we give it up too quickly, and then the man goes on, then you're hurt, and then you blame him because you gave your most precious thing to him, and he went on to the next person. So, first of all, man was created to be man, woman to be woman, and you don't have to date like a man. Date like a young lady, like a real woman, and you can discern the trash out there. That's just my comment.
Yes. I definitely agree with you, caller. This is Miss Sherry Estevez. I definitely have to agree with you. And Miss Pandora is going to comment on that.
I do agree with her comment. I just got like that, but I'm not really harsh. I just think more positive, and I have to think smarter. Before, I wasn't thinking smarter. And I've been in a relationship where I did differentiate. I never, picked the wrong dude or anything, or, I know what type is, I thought I picked the right type. So I definitely understand what you're saying. And, giving up the precious jewel, that's a no-no. You should wait for that, because a lot of these young girls out here, they think that, when they sleep with these guys or they have these babies with these guys, oh, they love me. And then they're so heartbroken when it wasn't even that. It was just passion or lust for that night. And they get caught up.
Wow. Well, thank you, Pandora, for addressing it. Caller, I want to thank you for calling into the show and giving your suggestion. I think we have another caller waiting in queue. We want to thank you for calling Divine and Dirty. Next caller, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello, caller. This is Mr. 67. Thank you for calling in to Divine and Dirty. What's your name and state what's your question or comment?
My name is Tiffany, and I just wanted to say that I don't think women should date like men because you're stooping to their level. Like, you're never going to find someone who wants an honest relationship like you do if you're going to try to play the games that they play.
That's very insightful, Tiffany. I actually have to agree with you there. And the whole thing about the women, that's not our natural. That's not our nature. We weren't born to be the aggressor. So in order to think like they do, we have to change our whole makeup. We have to change our whole personality and the way we are born and the way we're made up. So I definitely agree with you there. And, you know, I think that whenever, it's just normal. When you're not being yourself, the outcome is never going to come out the way, it's never going to turn out the way you want it to.
Because, yeah, you're changing yourself before you even get into a relationship with him. So it's like starting off on lies from the get-go, but that's not how you truly are.
So, Tiffany, I got a question. This is Mr. 7. I got a question for you. I'm not sure how old you are or what's your dating style, right? So what have you seen, being out there dating, right? Have you seen that a lot of men, a lot of boys, whatever the case may be, try to take advantage of you?
Wait, what was the question?
What I was asking is, I'm not sure your dating style, right? And I'm not sure if you have dated a lot, right? But in your dating style, in dating, have you found that a lot of men, boys, whatever the case may be, try to take advantage of you? Not necessarily from a sexual standpoint, but they may be trying to get money from you, just doing things for their own personal gain. Do you encounter it a lot?
I mean, they play the game. Like, in our day and age, it's not like it used to be, like, courting and all that stuff. Like, it's all mind games. Well, for most boys' standpoint.
Right. I definitely agree with you there, Miss Tiffany. Thanks, Tiffany. Thank you for calling in. I really appreciate your insight. And like you said, I don't know what your age, the range of your age is, but I think that just goes to show that no matter what your age here in Atlanta, if you're young, if you're old, we all encounter the same issue here in Atlanta with the men. And until the men step up, the women are going to have an identity crisis.
Mhm.
All right. Well, caller one, thank you for calling in. Calling to Divine and Dirty, all right? Pandora, I have a question for you, okay? We understand that the game is not all about sex. Would you agree?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
The game is not all about sex. So, you know, typically we as men and people in general think of women as being very emotional, right? How do you keep your emotions and still conduct the game like a man and think like a man? How do you keep your emotions out of that?
Oh, God, I got good at it. You know what? It's just I just got this outer skin now. Before I used to let people play on my emotions, so as I became more of a woman and kept getting hurt, I was getting sick of it. So now I just got that outer exterior where off the bat I'm not going to show you that type of emotion because I just don't want to look weak. You might not see it. I might get a little mad, cry later, but I'm not going to let you see it because when I give that to a man, it's like they feed off of it and it gets worse. And I had that in a relationship and it just got worse. And then I just kept going back. And, you know, I'm emotional. And then they want to lie and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. No. So now I just put my foot down.
Right. So the question I have is now overall, I know that you've developed this sort of shell.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, is this working for you, though? I mean, really, are you happy in this dating style?
I'm happy, and you know how Tiffany said, I'm going to say this. I don't, just off the bat think like a man. I first try to see that person for who they are. I am myself. But if I do start to see some little signs, I'm going to play with you at first because I do want to see maybe that person might not be that. They might see if I'm that person that you can't play those games on. Some of these men, you still do have to give them a chance. They might change. They might not act like that because every woman you cannot play that game on. So that might want to make them change. So I am myself at first, but yes, it has worked for me.
Okay. All right.
Well, one last question before we take a commercial break, Pandora. Okay. Now, let's just say every man is not out there trying to play games, right? So how do you change your style? Let's just say you meet the man who's going through different things in life and he's ready to really be a man, to support his woman, love his woman, and woman. So in a lot of these guys, like myself, we want a woman to, at least be available. We want her to seem like, I guess, a sense of like I could almost rescue her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A damsel in distress, so to speak, right? How do you go about determining which attitude you have? You mentioned earlier, correct, that you have attitude. How do you go about deciphering which attitude to use in your approach depending on the guy, right?
Yes. When I first meet men, and, it's off the bat of where they want to meet or first dates. I'll see where their mind is. I ask, questions about yourself. Tell me about yourself. If you give me a game and you're not sincere for that, I'm going to be like, oh, no. But I do meet some men where I thought they were players and they really weren't. I dated a guy a couple months ago. We hung out and very passionate, and we actually dated for a while. He really wasn't a player like most people say. The people do have heart, I will find it first. I will talk to you. I love an intellectual mind, and that's how I do first. I will get into your mind. We're going to see what you're talking about, and I'm going to tell if you're a bull skater or not,
Okay. Well, you know what? I respect that because it sounds like a defense mechanism. But I'm glad that you're depending on the guy, and you kind of size the guy out first. And then according to the guy you're dealing with, you turn it on, you turn it off, and you turn it to one degree and also to another, all right?
Definitely.
All right. Hey, the phone lines are blowing up. I believe we have another caller on the line. Caller, this is man, Mr. 67. State your name and where you calling from. What's your question or comment?
Hello?
Yes, caller. Go ahead. This is Mr. 67 with Divine and Dirty. State your name
Hi.
and your question or comment. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, my name is Lisa from New Orleans.
Okay, Lisa, thank you for calling.
Yeah, Pandora cleared it up because I was going to say that she sounded kind of jaded, and my advice to her was don't bring that into your next relationship because of what your ex-boyfriend did. You're not giving the next guy a chance. I know that's not really the topic, but it kind of is the topic. You're putting up a shell against somebody who might not be who you thought they were. But she cleared it up for me, so I'm glad she's growing up. To me, that's growing up. You go through your ups and downs, and you learn about people.
Most definitely. That's why I said I don't always give somebody a hard time because I wouldn't want anybody to treat me like that. I give you your fair share until you want to show your side.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Lisa from New Orleans. We have one more call. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. We got one more caller calling in. Caller, are you there?
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
This is Xandra from New York. How are you guys?
Hey, Xandra from New York. How are you doing?
All right. I have one simple comment. If women date like men, there'll be no real relationships. Let's think about it. Nowadays, people really don't go on dates. So you might meet somebody in the club and hey, that might be just about it. You get it on, and then you want to have a family. Women get attached fast, okay?
Yeah.
So if we think like a man and we date like a man, we'll never get the marriage. We'll never get the picket fence. We'll be living in a fantasy thinking, oh, let's just go out with someone else tomorrow because that's really what men do. There's no real dates. It's just a quick high or coffee or something quick, and men are ready to get in bed. So you never have a real relationship, and you'll never progress as a woman because you're thinking like a man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Paula. I think that's one of the main issues is that as a woman, when we accept men and take the role over, don't give them a chance to get to know us and court us and date us. And I think the problem is we're picking them and they're not picking us. But we need to go take a break right now. Again, we need to pay some more bills, you guys. Thank you for all your comments and calls. And we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, America. It's me, Charmaine, the author of the book, The Bait to Get Your Mate. Are you tired of being alone? Are you tired of men not approaching you? And just tired of not choosing the right mate? Well, I'm here to help. Pick up my book, The Bait to Get Your Mate, and learn how to be a winner in love. Learn who you are in a relationship, how to choose the right mate, and how to get them to commit without saying a word. Go to thebaittogetyourmate.com and pick up your copy today and become a winner in love.
Welcome back to Divine and Dirty. This is your host, Mr. 6-7, joined tonight with my co-host, Miss Sherry Estevez, and tonight we're joined with Miss Pandora, and we also have a second guest, Miss Ashley, who will be joining us to talk about tonight's topic, which is we're talking to two women who think like a man and date like a man. That's right, who think like a man and date like a man. And if you just joined us, just keep in mind the call-in number is 646-478-3474. You have to press 1 if you have a question or comment. And I'm going to reach out to all the fellas out there listening, too. Feel free to call in and chime in as well. And let us see your thoughts on what you think about women who are dating like a man, or who are thinking like a man and dating like a man.
Definitely, guys. Please step up and defend yourself. You really need to.
Defend ourselves. All right. Our second guest, Miss Ashley, are you on the line with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ashley, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for calling into the show, all right? I'm delighted to hear you. I understand you have a very strategic method when it comes to dating. When we talk about thinking like a man and dating like a man, you have a strategic, solid plan. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm a little different from Pandora's aspect in it, but I do have my little methods.
Okay, good. Well, this is the Divine Miss Sherry Estevez call, and I'm talking with you today. And I want to know if you, how do you select the men that you actually date, and how do they fit into your strategy?
Well, I'm kind of like an online dater. I like to search my guys that I'm gonna, potentially want to talk to, and what I look for though is more a guy like when I'm going online, I might find somebody that seems like once they're cute and they seem like they have, I read their profile and they seem like they're really wanting to they want to work and they want to take care of their ladies. I'm a little different from Pandora. I know she was saying that she want to take care of the guy. I hear you on that, but I'm a little different from that because I feel like a man should be a man.
What I was trying to say is the way actually Miss Pandora is speaking, and she said she wanted to correct you on one thing.
The correction on that, I'm just the question was like I'm just proving that I'm strong. I see my relationship as 50-50. I was saying how some of these women out here, and we were speaking on Atlanta, they don't have that backbone. That's what kind of the question was. I do a 50-50. It's not going to be you take care of me. If I had to hold my man down, then I would. I'm not off the bat going to take care of you. I still see everything as 50-50, and I definitely want that man to be a man. You going to take the garbage out and everything else. So, yeah, just to clarify that.
Okay, you got me.
No, I I agree with that, as far as everything being 50-50, but when it comes to a courting situation and we're just getting to know each other, I definitely expect my man to step up and, be able to, prove that he's worth being around or he's worth, giving the time and interest to. But when it comes to me actually choosing who I'm going to date, I don't put all my eggs in one basket and say that, this person is the one that I need to be with, so let me just give him everything because when I've done that before, I'm single now. It didn't work out, so I might date around, just to get to know everybody, or get to know more people than just say, this person, I'm gonna give him my full heart and interest in.
I don't know. Yes, Lisa. Quick question for you, and I just want to know: do you miss the days when dating was not a game, where you really didn't have to have a strategic plan? You just, 9 times out of 10, you can go out and meet a nice gentleman and just have a regular date. And now that the dating scene has really turned into a game. I mean, I hear y'all. Everybody got strategies, and everybody has different strategies, almost like a video game. Do you miss those days when dating was natural?
I mean, I definitely do. I don't really take it as a feeling like it's a game because I'm not trying to, run a game, and compete with the guys. I just try to savor my heart. So it's more, like I said, not putting, all my eggs in one basket. But, you know, I would like to, I mean, I'm more of a relationship person. When I do find that person that I feel like I can give my all to and he's worth it, then that's all I'm going to be with. And I will devote my time and, you know, and time and energy into that one person. And but I don't really take it as me playing a game, and you know, but I understand the game. Like, you know, when you ask what is it like thinking like a man, it's just thinking smarter to me. It's not, oh, I want to, you know, be like a guy, because I'm not a guy. I'm a female. I love, you know, being a female, but I just believe it just being smarter and, you know, not, you know, allowing them to get.
Well, let me ask you this. And so you're being smarter, you're taking control. So let me ask you this: where's the limits on that? I mean, do you think that, for instance, I know some women that think like men and date like men. They will actually date married men because they think it's safer to date a married man. They know their expectations. They know how far it's going to go. They feel like they have the control. How do you feel about that?
I definitely disagree. I mean, to each his own, but I would not do that. Just because I wouldn't want that done to me. You know, that to me is going to a whole nother level that I'm not willing to embark on. So, you know, I definitely disagree with that.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, because most women, I shouldn't say most, but I do know a lot of women here do not have any limits, and anybody's fair game. I run across that a lot. They feel like because there's such a limited amount of men here in Atlanta that anything is fair game, married, anything except for gay, and even that is fair game. But listen, we have another caller. We're going to go ahead and take a call, and this is very interesting. We got a bunch of callers blowing our lines up, so we're going to take the next caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Sherry and Mitch. This is Charmaine. Great show.
Thank you. You have a question?
Now, I just wanted to make a quick comment. Yes, I do have a comment. Oh, I'm in my 40s. These little babies that's on this line. Listen, little ladies, don't let fear. I get the heartache thing, and I know this is one of those defense mechanisms that you put up, but it'll have you miss out. You don't have to think like a man. You need to understand a man and use your womanly strength and get him to do or work the way you need him to work with you. So I think that's kind of what y'all trying to say, but out of hurt, you go too far to the left. Like, there's strength in being a woman. We make peace and we make war. We make a man follow, but you're using the wrong strategy because you're not using that. You got to use your lovingness. Now, I'm not saying be a wimp now. That's not what I'm saying. You got to be bittersweet. You got to give him some good stuff so he feels good doing it the way that you like, but he has to be taught with what you like, not how to be a man, because you can't teach a man how to be a man because you ain't never been one. Don't go there, okay?
Right.
But you can teach him how to treat you. Last point I wanted to make, I keep hearing about this strength. Let me tell you, babe. Ain't nothing stronger than being a queen and building up her king to go out into the world and get her what she wants. Okay? I want y'all to get that. My little mama see to talk about 50-50, ma'am. As a woman, don't you ever go 50-50 with a man. Do you understand me? You are his helpmeet. Okay. He is supposed to bring you back the world. Now, in his instance that he can't, you be strong enough to hold him down, honey, but you don't walk around doing 50-50 nothing. That's for roommates and partners, okay? So that's all I have to say, y'all. I'm going to do a class and invite everybody out because we need y'all to get back in order. And I only hear women trying to be a man. You never hear about a man trying to be a woman. Great show, guys.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I agree with her. I totally understand, and I do understand, what makes a successful, long relationship. My parents have been married for 33 years. They just celebrated their 33th anniversary. So I definitely understand what it's like, and I have a good, foundation when it comes to my dad. My dad's a wonderful dad. I'm 26 years old. I'll be 27 this year. So I do, I want to find someone, or not even find, but I want him to find me, someone that, I can really have a relationship with and be with, and, I'm used to my family being connected to the other part of the family, and that's what I want in my relationship as well. But it just, I haven't just been successful with it, and I realized, too, that age really don't mean anything, because I thought, my last boyfriend, him being older than me, that things were, he was ready to settle down, but that don't mean nothing because he's not.
Hey, Ashley, I want to take. We have another caller, and I want to take a call from this caller. But I want to circle back. We're going to do is take this call. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, I want to go back to something you said. I want to talk about the impact of having your dad in your life and how it affected your dating style. Okay. But first, I'm going to take a call. Caller, are you with us?
Hi, my name is Amber.
Yes, Amber. This is Mr. 67. Thank you for calling in to Divine and Dirty.
I just have a quick comment. I just want to say that I feel that most guys are players. It is hard to get out of that stage because when you're a boy, you want to stay in the game, and you to all these girls, and you shouldn't be a player. You always got to stay 2 steps ahead because girls they act like men because the men are always playing. And they talk to all these different girls, and then the girls end up hurt. So you just gotta act like a man so that you don't get played the way a man will play you.
Right. And Amber, I don't know your age, and I'm just assuming you sound young. But what I want to tell you, if you are young or wherever you are in your life, what will happen as you get older? You will learn the difference between a boy and a man. See, right now you're dealing with a lot of boys. When you meet a man, you're gonna know a man. You're gonna recognize a man. You're gonna realize a man does not do boy things. So right now, I call that sifting. Yeah, you're going through a lot of things, but it's kind of good for you. Learn from the things that you are experiencing, hold them near and dear to your heart, and try not to make the same mistake twice, you know what I mean? But as you get older, trust me, you'll learn the difference between a boy and a man. A man will take care of you, talk to you, treat you in a way that a boy will not, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. We're loving this feedback. It's great feedback. We're going to take another commercial break, and then we're going to start wrapping it up for the evening. But we're just loving this caller. You guys just keep it coming, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, ladies, tune in to Sister with eHarmony, the diva, and her co-host as they bring you guests and topics that will encourage and empower you, dealing with issues women face on a daily basis and the solutions that will free us. Tune in every Monday, 6 p.m. at WXRPradio.com or call in at 347-324-3102. As always, don't forget to live and love responsibly. Sister to Sister on WXRP Radio, the station that listens.
Are you tired of your body sitting at work while your mind is on vacation? Well, let Roberts Travel Services take your body where your mind wants to go. From Tahiti for a romantic getaway to Vegas for a girl's getaway, Roberts Travel Services will take great care of you. Visit them at robertstourismservices.com or give them a call at 404-939-6638. That's 404-939-6638. And if you would like to help people see the world, make money while they do it, and receive travel perks as a travel agent, give Ms. Roberts a call at 404-939-6638. Roberts Travel Services. Let them help you see the world.
Welcome back to Divine and Dirty. This is your man, Mr. 67. And if you've been missing it, tonight we're talking about a hot topic. We're talking to two women who think like a man and date like a man. I'm kind of disappointed that I haven't heard from the fellas yet. We only got about 15 minutes left in the show. The calling number is 646-478-3474. If you have a question or comment, please press 1. Ashley, are you still with us?
I am. I'm here.
All right, what I'm going to do, you mentioned something about having your dad in your life. What I'm going to do, first I'm going to ask Ms. Pandora, who's joining us tonight, I'm going to ask her first, how has having her dad in life, how has that affected her dating style? Then I'm going to ask you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Pandora, we spoke about it. Tell us how having your dad in your life, how that affected your dating style.
I will. It's kind of emotional for me. My father died when I was 17, and I was always his princess. And I don't want anybody to think on this line that I'm bitter or anything. I love hard. He taught me to love hard. My mother met my father when she was 14, and he was 17. And they had a long love. They got married before they even had me. So I did have that love in my life. And so now when, piggybacking on a relationship that I was in and put myself in that situation and not being treated like he would, how I was raised. I also have my two grandfathers in my life that are like my fathers. And I actually broke down at Christmas time and asked my grandfather, why are these men like that? And, he said, baby, I don't know what to tell you. So I do want that love, and I do know how to give somebody that love. My father, he was a big impact. He showed me what I deserved in life. So me being, losing him at 17, I was his number one, and I want to be like that in my life. So,
all right, we actually got a male that called in, so we definitely need to take this call because this is the first male that we've had call in. All right, sir, go ahead and state your comment or question for us.
My name is Fred. Not sure if I have a question, but a brief comment. I'm a single male. It's confusing when females, or when the roles reverse and women begin to act like men. And what do I mean by that? When women take the initiative to pursue a man, that really throws me personally off. I had a lady ask me if I would take her to dinner on Facebook, and she was someone local that I knew, and that really was kind of disarming to me. So, and when the roles shift and women think and act like men to a certain extent, it throws the whole connection out of balance. And that's basically my brief comment.
All right. Thank you. We definitely want to hear from you guys out there, and that's definitely a valuable comment for us, and I think all the ladies out there would agree with that. I want to go ahead and mention we do have our own Divine and Dirty therapist, and I want to bring her in because she is a licensed therapist, and she has her own practice here in Atlanta. It's called Licensed Therapist of Purpose Community Therapeutic Services. And I want to get her opinion because she is an expert. I want to ask her, what do you see is going on here? And her name is Shantae Golson. Shantae, are you there with us?
I'm here.
Shantae, what do you see after listening to the callers here? What's your analysis of what's going on?
Well, all of our guests are talking about an undercovered hurt or pain. And what I mean by that is when you think about why do women think like men, it is to figure out how can my needs be met because they were not met in the past. That's number one. They think like men because they want to avoid hurt, like one of the callers stated. They no longer want to feel vulnerable. So what does this look like? Well, if I take control, if I hurt him and it may not even be to that extent, but there are some in my experiences, if I get him first, he can't get me.
Right.
This is what we're calling irrational thinking, or what I like to say is thinking.
Right.
So,
right.
A lot of times this also is surface for women because they have not dealt with the pain, because they have not released the pain, because they have not accepted what happened. Now, there's a difference between accepting, releasing, and working on your pain. From pushing it down and moving forward as if nothing is happening. When this happens, they operate and deal with people in a surface or a false aspect. And so this is what I call the perspective of walking around with hurt lenses on. When you are hurt, and I'm sure that everyone has heard this particular saying, hurt people hurt people.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely.
So if you are hurt, you're walking around with a hurt perspective. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about if you are hurt in your heart, everything you say, everything you do, and furthermore, is operated through that lens, that filter of hurt. Prime example, let's take a woman who has not been hurt in a relationship or who has healed from the past. Okay, a man can approach her and say something, and her response may be, no, thank you. Simple as that, no, thank you. When he approaches the woman who has the skewed perspective or the lenses of hurt on, he can ask her the same question in the same tone and concerning the same content, and she will go from 0 to 300 in 1 second.
Right. So you're saying basically that I'm going to have to wrap it up in just a moment, but it sounds like you're saying that, it just depends, like you said, hurt people, and if you haven't healed, then you can't possibly be in a healthy relationship. It sounds like that's what you're saying, Shantae.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you're hurt, you feel like you are a victim. You have a victim mentality. One of the callers talked about being a victim.
A victimized predator is a term that I've heard. Yeah.
And when somebody go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we love that every week, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we have Shantae. She'll be our weekly Divine and Dirty therapist, and she's always going to be here for us to take calls and offer her professional opinion and advice. But we're going to need to wrap it up. It's been a great show. We've got callers still on the line. We've got so much more to say, but unfortunately we're going to have to wrap it up. And in closing, I want to say that I believe, and I just believe that women have allowed their fear of being hurt to force men to compromise their standards and values. And we've actually, in doing so, we've taken away a man's job of being a hunter, and we've allowed them to just be lax. We've allowed them to treat us subpar, and in picking them up and doing all the work, we're telling them how to treat us throughout the whole relationship. We're allowing them to treat us as disposable, which allows us to become hurt. And, basically, ladies, we're just making them lazy. So we have to take some of the responsibility for the way that we're allowing men to treat us, because we are teaching them how to treat us. And, I don't know if you've heard this saying, but our moms, and I know my mom always used to say that nobody can walk all over you unless you lie down first and let them walk on you. So that's something we really, really need to remember. And then, ladies, if you find a real man will be looking for a woman, as I say, a woman that's described in Proverbs 31:10, and God clearly describes how we can become wives and how we can find the man that we want. And the first thing he says is that a woman should be virtuous, a virtuous woman, and then we should be capable, we should be trustworthy, and then we should be strong. And that's always my first resource. It's going to be Proverbs, and it's always going to be the book. For me, it's the book. I should say the Bible. That's what teaches us how to be the women we should be. And so, ladies, I just want to say, stand your ground. Don't let weak men teach you how to emulate them. And maintain your standards, and then men will be forced to come up to the level that you're on. And I want to also offer some help and some resources for women out there who are having some struggles in this area. I always have to shout out to the Lord, the Bible, read it. It'll help you transform your mind. secondly, I do want to say I want to shout out to Miss Shantae Golson. Like I said, she's our licensed therapist, and she has her therapy. Her center is the Licensed Therapist of Purpose Community Therapeutic Center right here in Atlanta. And then also you can go online and log on to Love Addicts Anonymous or even Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. These programs are virtually free and donation only. I want to go ahead and pass it on off to Mr. 67.
Wow, and that's the divine part, divine and dirty. That was Sherry Estevez breaking it down. Again, what we want to do, I want to make sure that our listeners, that we leave our listeners something with every show. Thank you, Shantae Golson, for being on the show. What we're going to do real quick, because we only got a few minutes left, I'm going to try to take quick questions and comments from my callers, because we got a lot of callers calling in. Caller, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Yes, caller, if you don't mind, thank you for calling in to Divine and Dirty. If you have a quick question or comment, we'd love to hear from you. State your name and your question or comment.
My name is Daryl Mitchell. I'm from Atlanta by way of Los Angeles. I want to say great show. I love the topics, and you guys have my ears ringing with the perception that women have approaching the relationships. And just real quick, the man touched on it before. I think with women, it's hard to switch places because they're a little more emotional, and we're not that emotional. So it's easy for us not to be attached. Or if they do try to step in those shoes, they have to deal with those emotions, and that leads them to dealing with certain situations that men really don't have to deal with because we're not emotional creatures like that. That's just one aspect I want to touch on as far as
right.
The different.
Well, Daryl, man, I want to thank you for calling the show, man, because we were just hearing a one-sided perspective. Not saying it was bad or good, but I wanted to hear from the fellas as well. So I want to thank you for calling in to Divine and Dirty. It seems like we need a part two because we got so many callers in, but we're going to try to take another call real quick, okay? All right. Caller, are you still in line with us? Another caller?
Hello?
Hello, yes, caller? Thank you for
yes.
calling Divine and Dirty. State your name and your question and comment.
My name is Ladarius Raven. I'm out of Chicago. I was calling in just to sort of kind of give my opinion on the subject. To say that all men don't necessarily think like that. It should. I think women and men are sort of coming from an area, like the therapist said, of pain and hurt. So, most men may have been hurt by women before, and that's why they may actually act that way. But most men on a general shouldn't even think that way.
Right. Well, thank you, Dad. Thank you for calling in, sir. We appreciate your question and comment. And keep in mind, we do Divine and Dirty every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I was saying, that it seems like we need a part two because the phone lines is blowing up. But, Miss Golson, are you still in line with me?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm here.
Real quick, because I know we're running out of time. Can you please tell our listeners where they can find you?
Sure. You can find me at www.purposecommunitytherapy.com, or you can contact the office at 770-280-7288, and that's Purpose Community Therapeutic Services.
All right. Thank you. Well, thank you, Ms. Olsen. We only have about 90 seconds, but to our listeners, sorry we were not able to get to all the calls. The phone lines are blowing up. Like I said, it seems like we need a part two. But thank you for tuning in to Divine and Dirty. We do this every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in next week as me and Sherry Estevez, as we talk about you, me, and she. We're going to be talking about open marriages. And I got to send a special shout-out to Ms. Pandora and Ms. Ashley. Thank you for being on the show, all right? And
thank you.
Sherry Estevez.
All right, guys. Thank you again to all of our listeners. We really, really appreciate you tuning into this first show. We really, really enjoyed it. Again, thank you to our callers. Thank you to Miss Ashley, Miss Pandora. Thank you so much, Shantae. And I also want to say thank you so much to the Divine and Dirty team, Yvette Carmen, our producer, Sheldon Smith, Barbara Benville, and again, Miss Sharman, Stephanie Thomas. Thank you guys so much. We enjoyed the show. Please tune in next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to the Divine and Dirty Talk with Mr. 67 and Sherry Estevez.